Okay, it's the end of week 6. This is Tom Gardner here, supervisor of the northern area of the Bradford Kaims. And I'm standing just above trench 6. Sorry, it's the end of week 4, not the end of week 6. Standing just above trench 6 here, and I'm just going to give you a little voiceover of what's been happening recently with the view of the whole trench. And really, you can see currently we've got Trina, who's taking off platform material just next to that big blue tarp. We've been working quite extensively down onto the platform in that area, trying to get a large extent of it exposed with little blocks of peat put in place both as working platforms and to preserve it. That's going to eventually be knocked through into trench 10, which you can see in the background where Sophie's been working. I don't know, you might not be able to see on the camera, but there's lots of canes in the ground near around the platform with little bits of masking tape stuck on them. Those are Dr. Richard Tipping's cores, and he's been doing quite a lot of coring recently around that area, trying to chart the extent of the platform through 1-inch cores. He's recently identified at a depth of 3.5 metres under the subsoil through the platform, which continues down 3.5 metres, a series of what he thinks are laid clay floors, which are very exciting. I doubt we'll get down to them because they're 3.5 metres down, but we will certainly try. Hold on, there's a train going past, I'll stop for a second. Okay, I'll pan over towards the northern side of the trench here. We haven't really been doing much in this area this year. We've been focusing our efforts on the central and southern areas of the trench and on the platform. We've been doing a little bit of fertiling around here. We're planning on taking off mound 6020, which you should be able to see. And under those pipes and the plank and the tarp, there are our intercutting trough features, which will need to be dealt with, I think, another year. We've been keeping them moist, obviously, and covered up for the majority of the season, so that they're preserved in situ, because obviously they're quite heavily reliant upon organic preservation. But this area of the trench has sort of been left alone for quite a while. As you can see, the grass around the edges of it is starting to creep up, and there's thistles and things growing in the spall heap, so they need to be dealt with our shears, because they form a bit of a health and safety hazard. But otherwise we've not really done much in this area of the trench, unfortunately. Finally, I'll pan over to the south side of the trench, where you can see Alex and Ian are doing small finds location, helped by Paul's son Ali. This is where we've been focusing a lot of our attention over the last couple of weeks. We've been taking off the mound in various forms of spits and in context. It's very difficult to see individual context on the mound, but they've all been taken off. We've come on some quite interesting subsoil with, or peaty subsoil with loads of features cut into it. And equally, we think we may have what potentially is a clay-lined trough in some areas. So it's going pretty well down in there. I've sort of given that area to Alex to sort of supervise on his own in the same way that Sophie's supervising in trench 10, and I do general overseeing of their excavations and linking up in the middle. So basically, for the rest of the season, Alex will finish taking down all that stuff onto subsoil, so we'll have that all documented right through stratigraphy. Back over in the central area, I'll be working to take off the burnt mound and develop basically a great section going all the way from the top of the trench right through the extensions where you can see Trina working, and out into trench 10 across the platform, finding the interfaces. And then in trench 10, Sophie's going to drop that hopefully down to around about 2 metres to get all the layers of the platform together and to put a core of radiocarbonates we had taken in January into context. So that's the plan as it stands about halfway through the season. Work's getting there. We don't have many students, that have been a bit slow, but certainly the archaeology we're getting out is very good, and our supervisors are coming on very well. So generally I'm happy.